Hi everyone, I'm Kelsie and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I am going to be doing an energy forecast for the month of June 2025. I'm going to be having a look at some of the major astrological events because I've pulled a card on each one of those just to have a look at the energy surrounding them. And then I'm just going to connect into the energy and channel whatever messages need or want to come through from spirit that we need to know, that we need to be aware of in relation to the energy for June 2025. So, first thing to say is that June is a 6 month, and 6 for me is all about the energy of unconditional love. And there was 3 different major astrological events that kind of jumped out at me for this month to kind of hone in on and have a look at the energy around them. So the first one is the full moon in Sagittarius, and that is on the 11th of June. So I pulled a card to look into the energy for this, but I usually do a more in-depth energy reading, energy forecast on my Instagram channel, or on my Instagram. It's not even a channel, is it? On my Instagram, which you can check out if you like to go into the energies of the full moon and the new moon in more detail. The link to my Instagram account is down below in the description box. So, for this full moon, I pulled a card, and this is the card that came out. So it's card number 6, and it is Shock of the New. And I was really drawn to, is kind of like a wave here in the background. And the message that I heard was about a timeline shift, about changing timelines and finding ourselves in a new timeline, which is the shock of the new, because it's totally new energy. It's totally different timeline. So I feel like the energy around this full moon, which is really interesting, it being a full moon, is going to bring around massive change in relation to a timeline that you find yourself on. Some sort of shift in a timeline, but definitely for the better. So that was the card that I pulled for this one. And just to let you know, if you're interested in the deck that I use, it's Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels Oracle. It's a really lovely one. So yeah, that was the card that I pulled for the full moon in Sagittarius around the energy around a timeline shift, which is very interesting message for that one. The next sort of thing to highlight about the month of June in terms of the astrology is the summer solstice on the 21st of June. So this is the longest day of the year. For those in the northern hemisphere, it marks the start of summer, and for those in the southern hemisphere, it is the winter solstice, and it's the shortest day of the year, and it marks the start of winter. And the card that I pulled here was number 9, this one here, and it says, what do you feel? And I was really drawn to the tie here, and the message I felt that was coming through was about you're loosening ties in relation to someone or relationships or a group of people, so that you might find maybe some people or a person around you is quite suffocating, is quite restrictive, and you're kind of loosening the ties in relation to them. Around the summer solstice, you might feel like maybe you're starting to distance yourself, maybe you're doing some work on yourself, but it just feels like the hold that they have over you, you're loosening that around you, so you're moving away, and their energy or whatever hold it is that they have on you, you're loosening that. So that's a really, really interesting message for the energy around the summer solstice, especially when it's the longest, well, particularly for those in the northern hemisphere, if it's the longest day of the year, which means that there's more light on the planet, there's more light coming in that day. This is a step in that direction, moving towards the light. Okay, so the third and final astrological event that I was kind of drawn to was the new moon in Cancer, and this is on the 25th of June. And I got two cards for this one. The first one being number 15, Big Bold Vision, and the second one being number 10, Releasing Allegiances. So if you just want to see the two of them together, the message I felt that was coming through was about new beginnings in relation to your vision. So this could relate to something physical. If you are having difficulties with your sight, I don't know if you are doing some healing work on it, or maybe you're changing your diet, or maybe you're having an operation or something like that. But it's going to bring about a new beginning for you. So maybe it's cataracts or something like that. You get removed, so you regain your sight or your vision improves, something in relation to that. So it could be in relation to actually your physical eyes and seeing. Your physical vision could also relate to like your psychic vision. This could also include your third eye, so getting messages, more so like visions in your third eye, a new beginning starting there for you. Maybe you don't usually get visions, but maybe this is going to be coming in and you're developing this psychic sense going forward. Or you might start to see spirit in the physical. You're actually seeing energies, you're seeing people's auras, you're seeing different colors, these sorts of things, a new beginning in that respect and developing that psychic gift. Or it could also be in relation to a vision for your life, for your business, for an aspect of something. I don't know if it's a work project or something like that, and you have a vision for how you want things to go. It's like maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, but you just couldn't crack it, and then you might get a download, and this is a new beginning where you can see that vision, and as a result you can take the steps that you need to take in order to make that vision a reality. So really, really nice energies coming in around this new moon and new beginnings, definitely. Super interesting energies there. And that was it for the astrological events. Now there is loads of other few bits and pieces, but I'm not an astrologer, so I only really talk about and delve into the energies of the ones that I feel drawn to. But now I'm just going to tune in to the energy of June 2025 and just see what sort of messages that are going to come through from Spirit. What do we need to know about the energies of June? Please, Spirit. So I'm just hearing, like I mentioned, that June holds that 6 energy, which is unconditional love. And I heard the words, it's a big month for love. So it's a big month for loving yourself unconditionally and coming back to that energy. For some of you, it might be where you're learning how to go about this. You're learning about what love is. You're learning about maybe your love language, let's say. You're learning about how best to love yourself. You're looking at different things within your energy fields that are maybe not of love, maybe looking at parts of yourself that you haven't quite fully accepted, that you feel like you can't love, that maybe you've rejected in the past, and it might be coming up right now, or during the month of June, and it's kind of like you can look at it in a different way now, where you're kind of leaning more into that aspect of yourself and embracing that part of yourself, accepting that part of yourself, and loving it unconditionally now. So it's actually a really, really big thing, is just what I'm feeling. It feels really immense, and for some of you it's kind of like you didn't think that you could get to this stage where whatever the thing is that you've been having a problem with, even if it's yourself as a whole, that you didn't think you can get to that stage where you could be like, my goodness, I love this about myself. Oh my goodness, I actually really love myself right now. This sort of thing. So it feels like revelation, revelatory energy, where it's just maybe one day you wake up and you're like, wow, this is a massive revelation that I'm having for myself, that I actually really love that aspect of myself. Or if it's a part of your body that maybe you've struggled with, accepting that part of yourself that maybe one day it just hits you and you look at it and you're like, I actually really like it now. This sort of thing. So it's a huge month for loving yourself, and it's unconditional love indeed. So lovely message, thank you. What else do we need to know for June 2025? So in line with loving yourself unconditionally, I just heard the words taking care of yourself. So this might be physically taking care of yourself, so looking after yourself physically, whether it's, you know, exercising or eating. It could also be taking care of yourself emotionally, learning how to regulate your nervous system, learning how to communicate your emotions, learning how to sit with yourself. It's going to be different for everyone. Maybe looking to take care of your mental health, your mind. Yeah, there's a whole different many different things that can fall under this umbrella of taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And even financially as well, I'm hearing. For some of you as well, it seems like a trip might come under that, of taking care of yourself, where you actually say, right, I actually need a break right now for my health, whatever the case may be, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual even, that I need to go and have a trip somewhere to kind of rest and relax, rejuvenate, restore, connect in with myself, whatever the case may be, because that's what I was feeling strongly, that for some of you, that looking after yourself may incorporate a trip or a spa or massage or whatever the case may be. So it feels like it could be on a number of different levels, or you might just feel drawn to looking at something in particular, whether it's like your emotional health or your physical health. You kind of hone in on that, and you start to take care of yourself in relation to that aspect, and you focus on that for this month. Excuse me, I don't know, because this is a general reading and I'm dealing with multiple threads, that it could be one or many, but it's going to be unique to you. It'll make itself apparent in some way, shape or form, and it kind of feels like that you're just going to decide to do this for yourself as an act of love for yourself, and that you might find that you're approaching it from that energy in a different way than you have done before. So just to give you an example, that I used to exercise because I absolutely hated the way I look. I hated my body. I hated that what I perceived to be was weight on, when actually that there wasn't any weight on. You know, I perceived myself to be fat when that wasn't the case, and I didn't like aspects of my body. So sometimes I would exercise in order to punish myself in order to kind of like whip myself into shape, because I didn't like the fact that I was fat. Whereas now, after I've done healing work and looked at different various things within myself, now when I'm doing exercise, it's an act of love for myself, that I'm approaching it as a way of taking care of myself and my physical aspect, that it's coming from love instead of that self-loathing, that self-hate. So this is an example as well, that you might find yourself, again, I'm hearing that like revelation, that you might find yourself taking care of an aspect of yourself because you love yourself, and it's coming from that place instead of, you know, self-loathing or critical, or you're judgmental of yourself, or any of those sorts of energies. It's now coming from a place because you're like, okay, well, this is what I need to do to take care of myself, and this is what I need to do to love myself. So that's also absolutely huge thing as well, coming up for the month of June. Thank you. So what else do we need to know about the energies coming in for June 2025? Okay, so I'm just feeling this energy kind of like creeping up my back and in my spine, and that usually for me is about support. So this message could be I just heard like support for your endeavors. So this could be you asking for support in whatever it is that you're doing. I don't know if it is this aspect of yourself that you're trying to take care of or love more, that maybe you need to reach out to someone to help you change your diet, to get into an exercise program, whatever the case may be. It feels like that you'll identify what the endeavor is that you are working towards, and then you'll ask yourself, you know, do I need help with this? Do I not need help for this? And for some of you, this might be an absolute game changer, because in the past you would have just depended on yourself. You wouldn't even considered if you needed help or support. You wouldn't even have thought of like, oh, maybe I should ask someone, you know, reach the hand out and ask someone to help me with this. It wouldn't even have entered your mind. And it's just, again, another sort of milestone of your growth that you can firstly ask yourself, do I need support? And secondly, if the answer is yes, reach out and take that action to get yourself the support that you need, which is a huge thing. So yeah, that's one aspect of it, is you will be checking in to see if you need support with a particular endeavor that you are on, and then taking the action steps in order to receive that support. For others of you, it might be just setting that intention, whereas you don't really know who would be the best person for me to reach out for support for this particular thing. You don't really know, so you set that intention, and then it's a sort of like a waiting game to see what spirit brings to you in relation to that support. And for others of you, I feel like you might have set this intention a good long time ago about getting support around a particular endeavor, and it feels like in the month of June this support is going to manifest for you, whatever this support is that you have been looking for. If it's kind of like you've been wanting support to start some creative endeavor, or as I said, you've been wanting a personal trainer, it could be everything and anything. Again, this will be unique to you as it's a general reading, but yeah, for some of you it feels like you're going to manifest that support that you've been asking for this month in June. And it also feels like it's going to be coming from whoever it is that's going to support you, the person, or if it's an organization, or whatever way the support is going to come through, it's going to be they're going to be holding that loving vibration as well. because you have done so much work on yourself to hold that loving vibration for yourself, to act in ways that are loving towards you and other people, that you've been putting out that energy of love, so you're going to receive it back. It's now very reciprocal like attracts like type thing. You've been putting out the love, so you're going to attract the love back to you, which just feels like any support that you do receive, it's going to be from love. Even if it's from someone else, they're going to give you that support out of love, even if they don't know you. That may be just the way they operate, or even if they do know you, it's going to be out of love for you. So that's really lovely as well. Thank you so much. So anything else that we need to know, be aware of for the month of June 2025? So I'm also hearing about shadow work coming up for this month, particularly usually around the full moon is an excellent time to do shadow work, because the moon is full, so it's illuminating. The light is shining down on those areas maybe that you're unaware of, and that energy is coming up for you to have a look at and clear, kind of that blind spot. So I'm hearing it's about your relationships. It's about looking at those people who do not love you, looking around those connections where that love that you're giving out is not reciprocated. It's kind of like you're giving and the other person is just taking all that lovely love and all that lovely energy that you're putting out, and you're not getting anything back. It's very one-sided relationship. We're looking at those people who cannot love you, or love you conditionally, which means like you need to jump through hoops, or you need to, they set a standard and you need to meet that in order for you to get any of their love or attention, or whatever the case may be. So it looks like that you might be examining your relationships around this time during the month of June. It also might be a case where spirit is going to bring your attention to certain relationships to say, okay, maybe you need to have a look at this, because the energy is not reciprocal. The energy is not for you right now, and that maybe you need to let this connection go because it's not based on love. And that could be something that's really important to you, that you want all your connections to be based on love, and so it's no longer in alignment. This connection is going to be drawn to your attention. But yeah, very much shadow work themes in relation to looking at relationships that are not based on love, or that are based on like a conditional sort of love, and maybe having a look at that and deciding on what to do about it, or even some energy work as well in relation to that too. Thank you. So I'm also hearing in relation to shadow work that you might become aware of that you have some soul loss. So this is an aspect of your soul that you lose or is taken when something traumatic, something really traumatic happens. And you lose that part of your soul, that aspect of yourself. It can create like a void within you, where you kind of get this feeling like, oh, there's something missing, but I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know what it is exactly, and you might try to fill that void with addictions, so like food, alcohol, drugs, sex, anything sort of like this, exercise even, in order to fill that void of this huge piece of your soul that is no longer there. So this might be coming up for some of you this month, that you might become aware of that. You might become aware of maybe an addiction and trace it down to the root and figure out that you actually have a missing piece of your soul, and it's really painful. And you might take steps to reunite yourself with this aspect of your soul. It does feel very much in alignment with love as well. So I don't know if the trauma happened because you felt unloved, because someone else did not love this aspect of yourself. So you felt like you had to reject it, suppress it, disconnect from it, and as a result then that soul piece was taken and you were left with that void. But yeah, it definitely feels like it's connected into some part of yourself that wasn't loved by someone else, and then as a result you felt like you couldn't love it and you disconnected from it. So yeah, regaining that part, an aspect of yourself, that soul piece, and then also integrating that back within you will very much help with whatever struggles you are going through in terms of that void, that pain you've been feeling because of the soul loss, and addictions as well. So that feels like an absolutely major piece of work that might come up for some of you this month in June. I'm just hearing like you'll know from what I'm talking about. You'll just get a sense it might resonate with you. And if this is you, if you think that you have a piece of your soul missing, to set that intention. Like firstly to ask, is a part of my soul missing? Listening for the answer. And if you get a yes, to ask what's the best thing for you in order to retrieve that part of your soul. Seeing what comes back to you. It might come right away, it might not, but spirit will definitely answer your questions if you put them out there and ask, and pretty much lead you on that path to regaining and reuniting yourself with that aspect of your soul. So just putting that out there as well, if you're unsure on how to go about taking steps in order to retrieve your soul. Thank you. Okay, so I am having another message coming in about, so I do channelings where I connect into different animals in the animal kingdom. I connect into the collective consciousness of that animal, and I channel a healing from them, channel some information from them. It feels like some of you could benefit from watching one or more of those videos. So I do have a playlist. I will link that down in the description box. Just have a scroll through and see which one you're drawn to, or even ask that question out loud. Okay, which one of these videos would be best for me to watch right now? Ask the question and then scroll through, and you'll probably feel like you're drawn to something, or there'll be a bit of an energetic nudge towards a video, and then have a look at that video and see what happens, see if anything resonates. I think in a couple of them there is some soul retrieval in some of them, so this might be the very aspect of your soul that I've been talking about that's been missing. That might be an answer if some of you are wondering on how to go about retrieving your soul. It could be in one of those videos, this aspect, because I know I've done soul retrieval on several of those, but I can't remember off the top of my head which animal it is. So yeah, that's just something that's coming up. if that resonates, if you feel drawn towards watching those videos. Just gonna put that out there. Thank you, Spirit. So just gonna see if there are any other messages. So I'm just seeing a blue bird in my mind's eye. I'm like, what sort of bird is it? As I don't think there is a bluebird. Maybe there is a bluebird, I'm not sure. But in any case, it's about animal omens and looking out for the signs. So the way that I communicate with the universe is that the universe will send me different animals. So usually the animal will do something weird to get my attention, and I'll know, okay, that's a message from the universe, or it's an omen. Or I'll just constantly see the animal over and over again. Like I kept seeing white horses recently. White horse after white horse after white horse, and it was only after seeing a bunch of them that I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is a message. So when this happens, you can tune into your heart and just say, you know, what's the message, and listen, or become aware of your psychic senses and see what's coming in. Or you can look up the spiritual meaning of that animal and then take whatever resonates. I'm just going to stop because I know they're trying to tell me something. What are they trying to tell me? So just had my phone had a bit of a meltdown, and I was recording and it just stopped recording for some reason, and the screen went all weird. But anyway, so the thing that Spirit wanted me to bring your attention to was the blue bird and what that message was. And when I tuned in, it was about freedom. That energy of freedom coming in for some of you, for all of you, for a few of you during the month of June. And that is pretty much all the messages that are coming through from me to you for the month of June. I hope you enjoyed this channeling transmission with a bit of everything. Do let me know if any of these messages resonate by leaving me a comment below, and I hope you have a lovely month of June. Until next time, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.